Thank you, Daisha. Thank you, everyone, for coming. So, like Daisha said, I was a mentee at Girls Right Now back in, oh geez, I can't even remember the years. Like I think 2009 or 10. Yeah, I did 3 years of Girls Right Now, and I had 3 different mentors. Ibi Zoboi, who's a YA author, middle grade author. Radha Blank, who's a playwright and a screenwriter. She has a movie on Netflix. I just of the 40-year-old version, and Emma Straub, who's a novelist and owner of Books and Magic bookstore. So I've been very, very lucky with my mentors. I love them all, and I've learned so much from them. And now I'm a teacher, early childhood, and I am a author now. So yeah, thank you for joining me here or having me. Yeah, thank you for having me. Oh yes, Q&A. Yes.
All right. Well, actually, you're going to talk a little bit about just like how you got to where you are now, a little bit about the inspiration of your book, and then we'll get on into that excerpt after.
All right, yeah. So I started turning way back in 2016. I was a junior in college, and I had just got back into like really writing, for myself and for fun, not just for classes and things like that. And I, I really enjoy ballet and dancing and all things like live theater and things like that. And so I decided to write a story about a ballerina. I just had this thought of a ballerina at a bar, and I had no idea where I was going to go with this story, but I was just like, what happens if she couldn't dance anymore? And I was like, she got hurt, and how did she get hurt? And all of these questions just piled on top of each other. And I got a story about a ballerina who got into an accident, and she is upset, and she's hurting, she's grieving, and she's learning to love herself with who she is now versus what she thought she was going to be. And I think that's kind of our story as like growing up and things like that. So it's kind of a coming of age, and it's like a story of like love and dance, of course, and just being who you are and figuring out your life and things like that. So I think I spent like 2.5 years on submission. And for those who don't know what submission is basically when your agent, if you have a literary agent, sends you out to publishing houses, and they decide, well, not decide, but you can spend a long time like I did, just waiting for someone to say yes. Yes, we like your story. Yes, we can sell it. Yes, we want the world to see it. And it took a long time. There's a lot of ups and downs. I went through different variations of the story. I worked with different editors for, revisions with it, and that not working out. And oh, cool, you saw a Bookstagram page? That's nice. I love when people take pictures of my book. It's so pretty. Okay. But yeah, I did all of that for 2.5 years. So, it's a long process for anyone who wants to be a novelist out there. And oh, the Strand, I haven't been there to see. Oh, so many ideas. Okay. We'll talk about this more, but I'm so excited. Um, it was a really long journey, but I really appreciate, what it taught me, patience and, like just believing in yourself and having the right person to back you, like having a good agent. And my agent was very, very she had my back a lot. And when I got a lot of no's and things like that, she was like, we'll get them next time, we're not done and things like that. And so now I have this beautiful book, about a Black ballerina, trying to live her best life in the face of like all this tragedy. And I think that's a good place to stop.
Yeah, thank you so much, and thank you for like providing that sort of context in the background because I think that like I even forget how difficult it can be to like actually get a book on the shelf. And so like on behalf of girls right now, like we're super proud of you and like congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, but so now we're gonna sort of go into the excerpt portion where you're gonna read a little bit of Turning for everyone.
Yeah, so for a little background context, this is Jeannie, my character Jeannie, she's 17 years old. She hasn't spoken to her friend in a very long time. This is, she's like a month, a little more than a month after her accident. So she's a little surly, and she had to talk to her friend, and her friends just told her that she's coming over basically to get over it. She's had her time to sulk, and they're just talking about life since she's left the ballet studio. So I'll read it now. Like old times, she sits on my bed, more bougie than ballerina, with her purse held tightly to her. I'm making her feel unwanted, but I can't look up. If I do, I'll tell her everything about Nolan, the fall, the magazine, Kyle, my dad, and his stupid new baby girl, how mom knew and didn't say anything to me. Once upon a time, the only cure for feeling this way was to dance it out. We blast salsa music and spin circles around each other, switching our hips side to side until we couldn't breathe. If we couldn't remember what troubled us, job well done. Hannah shoots up from my bed. Jeannie, you suck. Record scratch. My head pops up. I suck. Yes, you suck, Jeannie. You're my girl and all, and the best dancer I've ever known, and you may be upset about everything, but you suck. Where's this coming from? We haven't seen each other or spoken in months. Is she still mad as I went to see Nolan instead of going to the movies? I didn't forget about you howling at me when I tried to visit. I've wanted nothing but to come to see you, and you just up and quit on everything. On us. You don't get to follow my life and cut me out of yours. I don't have a life. Hannah, look at me. I turn a circle on my chair. She shakes her head in disbelief, or maybe realization. I can't believe you. What's so hard to believe? You're a boss, Jeannie, the most focused and talented, and yeah, maybe you can't dance, but your life isn't over. What about your dream of choreographing, huh? What about Germany? You love ballet more than life itself, and you're giving up on it like dancing is all there is to ballet. She could turn a nail with a screw face. All I can think about is Kuznetsov's email this morning, the usual, but today she's telling me to keep my mind sharp, keep dreaming up dances. Come home, it read before she signed off. But nothing. Everyone still talks about you. Not about the accident, you, your lines, musicality, style, and talent. We talk about how you made all of us want to be better. We miss you, even the ones who never met you. Miss Kuznetsova tells everyone to aspire to be like you. You're her best student. Her voice quivers a bit in that last line. I didn't know, is all I can say. Dancers come and go. Some good ones get bored and quit, others are pushed back by new talent. I thought my injury nailed my coffin. No one would miss me when there's always someone else. Someone like Hannah. No clapback? She pops down on my bed, her earrings, the cross between the Dominican Republic and Honduras flags, jingle. I roll up closer to my bed, my eyes trained on her feet, the bandages on her toes, the bruises and the missing toenail. My feet are healing, and soon there'll be no trace of ours standing on toes. So yeah, she's a bit upset, as you can tell, and her friend is just basically telling her to get over herself a little bit, and to kind of remember who she is. She kind of had, I guess it's kind of like a Mufasa moment in The Lion King when he comes back to tell Simba to remember that he's a king. Basically that kind of moment. But yes, Hannah's a great friend. I tried to write a great friend for Hannah. And in Hannah for Jeannie, because she needs that. She needs someone to kind of whip her into shape.
Right, awesome. Well, thank you so much. It's like I really need to buy your book, and we'll have a conversation about where you can buy the book later on. So
Mhm.
thank you for that sneak peek. But yeah, now we'll sort of get into our first writing exercise for the evening.
Okay, so let's write a scene where your character hasn't talked to their best friend in a long time. We'll write for 5 minutes. Let's write a scene where your character gets hurt. Are they hurt physically, emotionally, both? Who or what hurt them? We'll write for about 5 minutes.
Great.
Let's write a scene where your character is afraid. How can you show that your character is afraid? And who or what are they afraid of? Oh, we'll write about for 8 minutes this time. Yay, we have longer.
Folks, if you want to stay connected with Joy, today's TA, you can follow her Twitter at JoyJoyWrites, and her Instagram handle is the same at JoyJoyWrites. The link for those is in the chat. Thank you so much to our guest teaching artist, Joy L. Smith. If everyone can just who's still here, do me a favor and unmute and give Joy a little bit of a round of applause.
And thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. As always, follow us on social at Girls Right Now, and have a great weekend and a great rest of your Friday night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.